Good morning, everyone. It's Jocelyn with Musically Minded and Circle Time Success, and I am so excited to join you today. I have a special topic that I want to talk about that actually happened to our family. My sweet daughter, Macy, is 15 years old. She just finished her freshman year in high school. And let's see, I think she maybe went to in person, I don't know, maybe 5 times this year. So her first year in high school, look forward to it, for all of growing up. And here she got to go for 5 times. So today I'm going to talk about a situation that happened to her at the last week of school with a teacher. Now, I'm going to also share with you why it's a lesson for all of us and a reminder that we all need to really watch what we say when it comes to kids. So, I see a few of you are joining. If you're joining live or watching the replay, please jump in and tell me where you're watching from so I can say hello. And also, if any time during this conversation that I have with you today, anything hits home, there's any thoughts you have, just be sure to drop a heart, drop a thumbs up, put a comment in, whatever feels right. So here's what happened. It was the last week of school, and Macy had finished a project in her science class. And she was, hi, Marta, and she was interested in doing her topic in a school about, I think it was about like whales or something in coastal Atlantic or something like that. She spent a lot of time working on it. Now, Macy decided that she would go on to Canva and do the assignment. Of course, I'm always on Canva making visuals, so she's like, my mom uses this all the time. Now, the teacher did want her to use Google Slides, but Macy felt her creativity was going to flourish, so she went that way. And she spent quite a long time working on it. And several times throughout this assignment, the teacher said to her, I don't know how you're going to finish this. You're going to surprise me if you finish. Now, a little backstory on Macy. She is a go-getter. She is somebody who's does struggle with perfectionism, which we are continually working on, since we all know nobody's perfect. She is very hard on herself. She strives to always do her best. And in this particular science class, she had an A up till about 2 weeks before school ended. So heading into this project, she had, I think the assignment before, gotten a D. So girl who's got an A got an A the semester before, and then boom, gets a D. And the teacher says, don't worry about it because you already have an A. There's nothing to worry about. So she goes on to finish again this assignment. Well, guess what? Macy got a C. So Macy, thankfully being a proactive person, asked if she could have a conference with the teacher. Now, he had said some weird things throughout the semester. And so I said, hey, Mace, what if I'm in the room? I won't even show my face. I'm going to hide, sit behind the camera. And I just want to listen. I just want to hear how he talks to you. And I don't know why, because the thing about it is both Eric and I are just not people who really interfere with our kids' schooling, with their coaches and their sports. We're pretty standoffish. We want to empower the girls to speak up for themselves. Now, if something got really bad, of course, we would step in. It's not like we don't ever show up. But in this case, I just had this gut feeling that I wanted to be there to listen to what he had to say. So he came on, and he actually right off the bat said, I'm surprised that you showed up, because many people make these appointments with me and don't show up. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's awesome. I want a girl who is a follow through, who has some follow through. So they ended up going through the assignment, and I could quickly learn that what she hadn't done was followed the rubric where, it said you need to do this and you get 20 points, you need to do this and you do 5 points. She spent the majority of the time trying to make it look really good. So she knew that she had probably not done the right thing. And I recognize that, I appreciate that she's willing to say, hey, you know what, I did that and I can learn from it. That's what we all want. We want kids to make mistakes and we want kids to learn from them. Well, unfortunately, this assignment was worth so much that it took her from an A to a C for the semester. Now, Macy has never had a B and Macy has never had a C. And that's honestly concerned Eric and I because we want her to feel that. We want her to feel that she can fail and she can get back up and she can do it again. So in some ways, the C was a blessing. So they finished up talking about the assignment, and she was kind of looking to get off the call because she had like a meeting with another teacher after that. Well, the teacher proceeded to ask her about her future. So where do you see yourself going? What do you want to study in college? And she's like, well, I'm a freshman. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. And he says, well, I just want to let you know the door to Stanford has closed. And I'm sitting there listening in the background and I'm thinking, why did that guy just say this? What even was the reason for it? I mean, has he looked back at all of her grades? Does he see that this is the first C? He says, you have to get a 4 or more and reach the moon if you want to get into Stanford. So just so you know, again, that door is closed. But don't worry, there's lots more things that you can do. So, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. My jaw was on the floor. And I thought to myself, what is this guy doing? Why is he even feeling that this is necessary? It was like, what drew him to want to say that to Macy that day? Shortly after that, the call ended, the computer closed, and the tears began to flow. Because Macy was hurt. She had had someone in a position of power tell her that she couldn't do something. Thankfully, I was there, I heard it, and we could talk about it right away. And we quickly came to the conclusion, and she did really on her own, that this guy's opinion didn't matter. What he said wasn't true. And she knew in a lot of ways that she could do anything that she wanted. And this C did not define her future. And I was disappointed. I was really upset with the teacher that he would use his position to say something like that to a child, especially a child right now in a time where she had basically not had much socialization. She spent most of her year in her bed desk, which I'm not really proud of, but she had still done really well. But he wanted to bring her down for some reason. And I wonder, does he even know why he said what he did? Did he maybe not get into Stanford? Did he want to push some of his own issues onto her? I don't know. But I was there and we talked about it. And later I told Eric about it. And he, of course, was very mad and wanted to call the teacher. And I wanted to let our emotions kind of calm down before we did anything. And so we processed it throughout the night. And funny thing was, the next morning, the guy wrote an email to Macy and apologized. So I liked that. At least he took the time to recognize, to reflect on it. And who knows why, but he did come back and say, hey, the door isn't closed. Good thing, because he's apparently, the admissions at Stanford, who knows. But anyway, I liked that. But the damage had been done. And I thought about all of the kids who teachers like him have said things like that to kids who don't have a parent or somebody near them who can help to talk through when someone says something rude to them who is in a position of power. And so today I'm coming to you as a reminder of the power that we have as an educator on the lives of children. Every time we want to say something to a child, I want you to always remember how it's going to make them feel, how it's going to impact them, how those words are going to play on replay, perhaps for their life. Now, I know that I can feel what it feels like to have someone in a position of authority say something to me. It might be a surprise to hear that when I was in middle school, I had a teacher tell me that I didn't have a voice that could take me anywhere. My singing voice was not very good. Do you think I forgot that? Nope. And even to this day, I think about it. I think, am I good enough to sing? And I know that I'm good enough. I'm good enough for what I want to do. And so today, I just encourage you all to reflect back on things that people have said to you, and now to take that experience And always remember, when you're about to say something to a child that might not be kind, that might bring them down, that may be something that could affect them for a lifetime, don't say it. Instead, change what you wanted to say and say it in a positive way. You might have teachers, colleagues that you work with who constantly berate children. Be a model. Be a model for doing it differently. For instance, maybe there's a child who's always slow getting in line or finishing their snack. And maybe one teacher might say, "You're so slow. We're always waiting for you." Couldn't they say it a different way? "How quickly can you get done today? I can't wait to see you in line." There's other ways to send the message that aren't painful and rude and disrespectful. We're all looking to fight this fight the very best that we can. This life is hard. This life is hard, and the thoughts that we all have in our heads, we know that they are enough. And a lot of times they're negative thoughts. So today I leave you with a Maya Angelou quote, and it says, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So today, go make a difference, a positive difference in the life of even one person. Shine your light and shine it bright, because you are in a position to make at least one person's day today even better. Thanks for joining me. And if you want to drop a comment about maybe an experience that you had where a teacher said something that turned out to be something that bothered you for quite a while, and maybe how you got over it, feel free to share it. But thanks again for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.